That's really interesting you say that, because basically it's hard to point to your mental injury because there's not like a clear scratch, or like, there's not, it's just not as obvious. And to your point about like what's the difference between when we're meant to like push on and versus when it's like a real problem. And there is a difference, right? And I think that it is the difference between like good pain and bad pain. Like good pain being, okay, persevering through the end of a hard race, or pushing our body up over this hill or this and that. As long as there's no injury, that is a matter of like, mind over body. But the bad pain is if you're pushing through an actual injury in your leg, or when we're looking at mental health, if we're, pushing on something that maybe needs help or needs a pause rather than a push. And I think for me, I've found like symptoms that are unique to me. I'm sure people can relate, but like loss of sleep, it's like instead of just like trying to force myself to sleep or ignoring what kept me awake, I try to like pause and figure out like what was it that kept me awake. Um, that's just like one example, but for me, that was like a really profound one that I ignored for a really long time. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think we all intuitively can feel if like it's a good pain or a bad pain. I do feel like we know enough. It's just we're so programmed to ignore it most of the time or blame ourselves.